What's up, and welcome back to the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain back in the building. Brad, what are we talking about today, brother?
Back in the building.
Yeah,
Man, we're talking about success today. I got a quote from Eric Thomas. Success, meaningful success, begins when you take ownership and actively take responsibility for our part in the shortcomings of life. Man, we're all over the game when things are aligning for us. When everything's going right, we're all over it. But what happens when you experience shortcomings? That's where success is found and made. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. Mental battles. Mental battles.
Hey, man, eat some well for life, baby. What it look like, what it be like, what it do. Back in the building with my brother Brad, man. Another week in the books, man. We back at it, man. Super excited, man, for our E2M folks, man. They're approaching a monumental stage, especially if this their first round, man. This will be dropping week 8, day 1. This is the final stretch, man. And so I think this is our topic is gonna hit it on the head, man. I don't know how you do it, but you do it, man, for real.
Hey, man, you just try to project what's next, right? Or maybe it's just coincidence.
Hey, we'll take both, man. We'll take both, man. So before we jump in, man, I want to highlight a comment, man, under last week's episode. We had our brother, Mr. Jamal, aka Carolina Muscle. But we had a comment. This guy's user FE1MM63, whatever. I guess he got the default. But anyway, it said, Brad, your statement about change hit hard, man. I retired. I took a month off. I started a part-time, longer days than I'm used to. It affects every aspect of my life, in which I didn't expect. I'm still in the hard stage, but I can do hard things. Thank you for the encouragement. Yeah. That's what he said, man. So shout out to you, brother. I don't know your real name. Use the user default. We still love you. We thank you for commenting. Brad, anything you want to say to that brother?
Yeah, user default number 17445792. Man, yeah, change is going to happen one way or another, and you just learn to embrace each day. And so often we look for that finish line, or we look for the end product, and we just need to relish in what we have right in front of us. Whether it's a long day at work or a fight with your spouse, or whatever adversity that you're facing in life, man, just take it one rep, one step, one day at a time.
That's right, man. That's right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, man. Let's jump into this, man. E.T., the GOAT motivator / get you pumped, get you right, man. Another great quote, man. If you don't mind, read it again, man, because I want to dive in it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say, hey, listen, someday I'm gonna meet E.T. I'm gonna meet the GOAT.
I'm gonna go out on an even further limb. Someday we're gonna have him on this show.
Let's go. So, hey, real quick, if you just happen to stumble upon the Bad Podcast for some odd reason, give Dawain a shout. If anybody has any ties, say that again. Say that again.
Communications@e2mfitness.com. Hit me up if you know ET. If this is you, brother, watching right now, hit me up, man. We'll let it have you on the show.
Yeah. If anybody has any ties, man, send ET a nugget. But he says, meaningful success begins when you take ownership. Man, we got to take ownership and actively take responsibility. It's our obligation to take responsibility and for our part in the shortcomings of life. Again, like I said right from the get-go, when everything is going right, when the stars are aligned and we're just, everything that we do just seems to work, we're flying high, man. We're at an all-time high. We're executing at a maximum level, all the things. But what happens in the shortcomings? What happens when you start to face that resistance? That's where success, that's where meaningful success has to be found, or can be found, and that's where it's discovered. But one of the things that you want to do when you start to experience this adversity is you got to take it personal. Jamal touched on that a little bit last week, right? When you're in the thick and thin, and something starts to creep in, like doubt, right? Apprehension, whether it's an external influence, whether it's your own mind saying, hey, you don't have it in you, you can't, you won't. you have to take that personal. We all fall down. We all experience obstacles. We're, as much as we travel the road together, we all experience the same adversities. And a lot of times we'll look at somebody and we'll say, man, that guy got lucky. She got lucky. You know where luck comes? Luck comes from all the reps, the blood, the sweat, and the tears that you pour into yourself on a daily basis. That's when you start to realize and recognize that, man, I'm getting lucky out here. It ain't luck. It's the reps and the steps and all that time you have poured into yourself. Then all of a sudden, miraculously, luck strokes your life, man. It's an amazing thing, how that happens.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's important, man. There are, outside factors that will, just kind of give it a bolster or a boost, but you have to be prepared, man. You have to be ready for that. And that goes back to what you said, man. I think back to another podcast that I produced. We were just chugging along and we built an infrastructure. We put a team together before we had the big following. And then when it broke, we were ready. It was like, we were in a place where we could handle the influx of, just people and I mean, even funds, like, things just started coming in, man. But like you said, man, it takes that grind time in the meantime, while you're down, while you're in the pits, while nobody's watching, but think, some things come through this kind of feels kind of lucky, but it reminds me of lottery winners, because I mean, you're hard pressed to find a lottery winner that is alive and successful. You're hard pressed to find that because they hadn't prepared their life, their mind, their money, their whatever to win. And then when they won, man, it was devastating. That luck came their way. It was devastating for them, man. So that's kind of another way to look at it.
Right. Yeah. I don't know the stats. I don't know the stats. I was trying to look it up real quick, but yeah, you're absolutely right, Dawain. Man, when you win the lottery, you're just not prepared for that shock. You have to. It's like the cart before the horse. You can't get out ahead of your own feet. You got to be where your feet are. We say that all the time. But so many people will be handed $1 million. Somebody just won that 1.7 billion. Man,
oh really?
Can you imagine? Okay. Yeah, can you imagine somebody saying, "Hey, here's 1.7 billion or whatever." It probably turned out to be. Whatever the number is, it's going to be massive, right? Here's $700 million. Good luck, And if you can mentally and physically prepare yourself for a shock like that, that's how you take those blows and keep moving forward. Right. And my big thing right now is stay ready, right? Stay ready for a fight. And a lot of times we will get to a point in our lives and we are sort of caught off guard. It's time to be on guard. It's time to prepare ourselves, whatever that means, whatever area of life you're trying to improve or excel in, you need to get prepared. I told a story this morning. I told a story about a study this guy did. His name was Kurt Richter. Okay, he was a biologist. This was way back in the 1800s, early 1900s. And what he did is he took 100 rats and he individually put these rats in buckets, right? And he wanted to see how long they would stay afloat. He wanted to see how long they would tread water. And the first round, on average, they all lasted around 15 minutes. So he took all the rats out before they drowned. They started to bob. They went to the bottom. They reached the bottom of the water. They were drowning. And Richter reached down, grabbed them, brought them to safety, wiped them off, gave them some food, waited about 10, 15 minutes, gave them some rest, gave them some time to digest what just happened, and then placed them right back in the bucket. All 100 rats right back in the bucket. I'm gonna ask you a question, Dawain, and there's a lot of listeners that know the answer to this question because I used this message this morning. How long did these rats last on average after they first experienced this? How long? Take a guess.
I'm going to say, you said the first one was 15?
15 minutes.
All right. I'm going to say 30, man.
Okay.
I'm going to double up.
Yeah. And that was the common answer, right around 30, 45, even 60, right? 66 hours.
66 hours. Sheesh.
66 hours. And the reason that they were able to stay treading water for 66 hours is because they always had in the back of their minds, they had hope of being rescued. And a lot of times, you know, when you're doing something hard like fitness, or maybe you're trying for a promotion, or maybe you're trying to get married, or whatever that hard is for you, trying to write a book. I'm trying to write a book, man. And it's difficult. But when you have that sign of hope, you have that environment that you know that you're going to be rescued when you start to drown. That's when you start to tread water for 66 hours. That's when you start to stroke the pen on the paper. That's when you start to wake up every morning with purpose and meaning. You know, we're all going to experience peaks and valleys. We're all going to tread water and bob water. We're all going to try to keep ourselves afloat. But if you have hope, you know, you have that environment piece that's going to always promote a good product out of you. That's how you get yourself back to your feet. Rocky Balboa, what did he say? He said, it ain't how hard you get knocked down. It's how hard you get knocked down, but then get back up. And we need to stay up, and you need to have people in your life that give you hope to get back to your feet.
Absolutely, man. So I'll be honest, man. I can't get past the point of I just to see him doing like the trying to revive, you know, a mouse that was in my mind. I'm like, you know, doing the right. My bad, y'all. I'm a kid. But no,
segue.
Yeah, man. No, but no, that's spot on, man. That's an amazing story. I mean, not a story, actual, you know, experiment.
Study.
You know, it actually it speaks to so many things. Like you said, when it comes to hope, man, you know, you're more willing to fight, man. You're more willing to continue to, and everybody should, you know, have something or find something that they can have that hope in, that they'll continue, man, and not quit. You know, we're talking about getting knocked down. I mean, that's the ultimate thing, man. When you get knocked down, when you don't beat your goal, when you don't, you know, reach that finish line you originally thought you were supposed to hit, you know, that is having hope, knowing that you're gonna make it happen. That's a major thing, man. That's a game changer. It's a mindset change. It's a mentality change. And we're here to help you, remind you that there is hope, that you can accomplish that thing, man. You know, everything is impossible until you make it possible, you know, until you do it. You know, I think what's that guy? We probably can't have him on. We have to do the explicit what's my man? CT.
CT Fletcher.
CT Fletcher, yeah. We probably can't have CT on. We have to have the parental advisory. But he said, you know, he's talked about, it's like, you know, everything is impossible until one crazy blankety blank make it happen, you know.
And that's true, man. Everything in your life is impossible until you make it possible, you know. And I always like to revert back to when my son started walking 2 years ago. You know, it was impossible for my son to get to his 2 feet and take those steps until that one day it wasn't. And my younger son, Rush, right now, it's impossible for him to walk. But one day in the next handful of weeks or the next handful of months, it's not going to be impossible anymore. And how do we get him to gain that strength? By failure. You get to your feet and you fail, and you get to your feet again and you fail. Now, if my wife and I and Beckett and I, all of us, we just kind of influenced him to say, hey, you know what? Lay down. Stay down. You know, my son may never walk, but you know what? I'm that external influence that's going to get my kid back to his feet. My wife is that external influence. We all have external influence in our lives, right? Yep. How is your external influence? How is the immediate surrounding, your immediate environment going to persuade you one way or another? Hey, I'm struggling right now. Struggle. Stay down. All right. You're not worthy. You're not capable. Or do you have that influence in your life that's going to say, get back up? Is it going to be hard? Yes. Will it be unfair sometimes? Yes. Will you doubt your abilities sometimes? Yes, indeed you will. But get back up and give yourself a chance. You don't learn to walk by staying on your belly. You don't learn to walk by staying on your back. You don't learn to walk by staying on your knees. Get to your darn feet and take another step. Get up. Make it personal. Comeback stories are the best stories.
Yes, sir. Mic drop.
Damn. Come on now. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. No, that's so good, man. My so many things just went through my mind. I was like, man, that's spot on, man. And it applies to so many levels and so many different aspects of your life, man. About, you know, your circle is important.
Yeah.
Your friends, it's important. You know, who you hang around with, who you're close to, that's important, man. Who you put value in, you know, because everybody that's talking, you don't have to listen. You know, that's something that take that, you know, just because they talking don't mean you have to listen. You don't know what their intentions are, or you know, or even if it's negative, you know, you just got to change the channel, you know, or like social media time, you just got to keep swiping. You know, that's how I do. When I see something negative, I just keep swiping, man. You know,
I unfollow and then I keep swiping. Unfollow. Bye-bye.
That's true. That's true.
Man.
That's true, man. No, man, that's fire, man. So anything else, B, man, before we slide out? I know we been kind of ping-ponging a little bit.
No, I do want to say a couple other things. And one of the things that you had just said is, you know, a lot of people will talk, right? And they'll try to persuade you one way or another. But who's usually doing the talking? If you think about it, who's usually doing the talking? The person on the sidelines, the person up in the bleachers, the person that's not doing anything with their life. Those are usually the people that are the talkers, not the walkers. You look at it, you look at the goats in life, you look at the Michael Jordans, the you know, the goats in life. They're not doing a whole lot of talking. They're doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, they're counting the rings. They're counting the crowns. They're counting all of life's accolades. They're not telling anybody their plans. They're just going out and showing that, hey, this is a priority to me. This was personal. Mike said that, you know, I took it personal. And Mike would do that all the time. And I think we all need to do that some more. We all need to take life personal, because if we don't take it personal, who will?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's going to take our lives personal? I would love to reach through the screen and say, hey, so-and-so, user 752443, I want this for you, but I can't. You gotta force yourself through the rough patches in life, man. And that's when all of a sudden, man, you get caught with that stroke of luck. All right. And it's no coincidence, but you know, a lot of times, just like the great bamboo story, we'll see that 5 weeks of work. We won't see that 6 years of work. But as long as you stop talking and start walking, start taking action and executing at a maximum level, man, you're going to start seeing that luck stroke your life somehow, some way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Just kind of real quick before we transition, man. You know, you go to a basketball game, you know, and it's the crowd. They talk on the sideline. You know, everybody's a coach. You know, everybody's the best player. Yeah. And on the sideline, you shoulda, you coulda. You know,
when that guy's up there eating a popcorn and has a Coors Light, man. Come on now. It's just like the Monday morning football coach, man. He should have ran that ball. He should have played this defense. He should have ran that play. Yeah. Listen, man, there's a reason you're eating pizza and chicken wings and a Pepsi on a Sunday morning when those guys are out there. They prepped, they repped, they did the thing, and that's why they're in the seat they are in, and that's why you're in the seat you are in. You want to be on that stage? Prep yourself. Get to that stage, but it ain't gonna happen overnight.
No,
you know,
it ain't gonna happen talking about it.
Oh, sir.
That's not gonna
walk
do
the
it,
walk.
Man. That's it, man.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. So let's transition to the Did You Know It's on you this week, man.
Yes, it is. I got one.
I know you're ready. You're always ready.
Do you know?
All right, brother. Let's hit it with it.
Very excited to announce that we have the Atlanta 5K registration finally wide open. December 9th, we're going to be at the Chattahoochee Farms down in Atlanta, Georgia. It's just on the outskirts of Atlanta. Beautiful. If you Google Chattahoochee Farms in Atlanta, you'll see this beautiful horse farm. And don't think your old school pasture like in your hometown, my hometown. It's not a horse pasture. This is a horse farm. It's beautiful, but it's wide open right now. You can do this in person. You can do it virtual. Very excited about this because this is these events, man. We just we infuse everybody with that energy and that enthusiasm. So very excited about that. And obviously we got the Turkey Trot registration wide open still, and the Raleigh registration. You can do that as in person or virtual, man. So those are really fun and really exciting times. Thanks, brother.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Always making the plug.
Always
eager to run. And you mentioned stay ready for a fight, man. I think they got those shirts available at Triple E. And you can actually find that at the E21 Fitness website. Go to our website, go to the merch. Yeah. And we got the stay ready for a fight. Go ahead.
Hey, hold up. Yeah, because with those shirts, the Stay Ready for a Fight, they're pink, and we're raising awareness for breast cancer. We're actually making a donation with the proceeds of those shirts. So we are making a donation to breast cancer research. So every purchase that you have, a sweatshirt, a T-shirt, every purchase, we donate a portion of those proceeds to breast cancer research. So get on those, man. They're a fire shirt, man. Those things are sweet.
They are nice. They are for sure.
Yeah,
All
thank
right,
you
man.
for that. Yep.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I remember you mentioned. I was like, we got to plug that one too, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
Also, if you want to have your ad ran on YouTube, you got a video ad or audio you want to add, man, reach out to me, man. Just hit me up at communications@e2mfitness.com. We'll be glad to partner with you if you want to be a sponsor of this podcast, man, and or any podcast on the network, man. Just let us know. We'll definitely start those conversations, man. So, all right, y'all. We appreciate y'all, man, checking us out. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, everybody, screenshot your players, post it in your stories, tag us, and let everybody know about your favorite podcast, the bad podcast, that is. All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace.